Well, hello, and thank you for being here today. It's with thanks and thankfulness and gratefulness and gratitude that I am here today to share with you. I've got music playing in the background, so I'm going to turn that off here so that I can talk without having the music there. I don't know if you could hear me well or not, but I want to extend a warm welcome and invitation to anyone and everyone. Right here, I have full control over this program. And I know it's the day before Thanksgiving, and I know that everyone is busy in the kitchen just cooking away. I've already had a wonderful lunch today myself. I don't have a whole lot to cook to prepare for tomorrow, uh, but I have cooked something up for you here today to have an actual presentation to show you. So, my name is Rick E. Warden. I am the owner of Christian Painters. I've been in business over 23 years. I've been painting houses professionally all of my life, pretty much. Uh, the reason I'm here is to share that experience with you if you would like. The number one reason I'm here today, the day before Thanksgiving and the week of Thanksgiving, is to show my gratitude, to show my appreciation. Um, I have a million reasons to not be here today, right? But I've got at least 1,000,001 reasons to be here. This on the screen now is Mansfield Comics and Manga is what it's called. Manga is a particular type of artistry, comic book artistry also. So comics and manga right there in Mansfield off of Highway 157. So this is my first thanks that I have to give amongst many. I'm going to show you my picture. Oh, wait, that's not my picture of that. I just saw yellow. So let's see, where is my picture? I thought it was closer than that. I apologize. But while I sit here and ramble on looking for this picture, I want to invite, more than invite, I want to encourage everyone to hop in the live chats here and ask me some questions, or even better, show your thanks, something that you may be working on in your life. And this may be an opportunity, just like it is for me. It may be an opportunity for you also. Let's see, I'm looking for a particular picture or two here. I have one kind of artsy picture saved here somewhere. I just can't see the pictures with my shades on, so this is risky because oh, that's the can of paints. That's pretty cool, that picture there, right? But I do have an actual artsy picture that I uploaded just so we could share that moment together. You know, it's not the first time that I've uploaded pictures and then hopped in here to show them and they not be there. So I know I pushed the limits here of these pictures. So there's you a couple of paint chips there to look at, and that other was a faux finish. And I'm going to go ahead and take it off of there and go over to the comments and be very welcoming. I've got a cup of coffee here. It's completely full, fresh cup of coffee. What I do here on this channel is make myself available to my customers primarily. This is a time for my customers who need a couple of rooms painted or need their cabinets done. And I do have a customer that was referred to me by Realtor Kim Pratt. I've been doing work with Kim Pratt for years. She's the best, like, realtor person that I know. She's one of the best people that I know. Her family is one of the best families that I know, and her son is one of the best young men that I know. Okay, so Kim Pratt for your real estate needs, unless you know someone else. But she referred me a job, and don't know where it's going to go, but it involves cabinets. And so if that customer happens to be watching and has a desire, then you're welcome to hop on here. And I've got some graphics that I could share with you, and we could go over some of that stuff. Only if you would like. Okay, so looky here. I've got a nice little banner to run across the bottom there. That's perfect. I like that. You like my name? I changed my name here today to Gratitude. And, I don't know. Maybe I should take that off of there because it doesn't really represent gratitude, really. I'm being sincere as much as it represents, hey, I need your business. Free estimates and house painting question and answer panel with live chat. 817-473-0310. Free estimates and house painting question and answer panel with live chat. So that's this live chat right here. You can see it below the video here. Hey, look. If it's not porno, we're doing good. It's somebody that I know. I'm going to first say, read the first chat. Hey, Robert Villa, you want to show some gratitude here today? Hello, live chat. How about that? And then cool glasses, man. Yeah, I'm all about the stars and the red, white, and blue and having a good time. Every day is my birthday still, even though, right? So Robert here, for anyone who is interested to know, has a air conditioning business. That's all I'll say, Robert. And if you want to mention more information in the live chat, then I'll repeat that information here. And also in the future, as I improve my studio, I know this is pretty much excellence, right? But it's my microphone, and it's not just my microphone, it's yours. And if you want to test it out, see what I'm talking about, you're welcome to. Anybody's welcome to come on the panel. Tell you what I'll do, I'll take a pause in just a minute. I'll put a graphic up and play a little song, and I'll post the link so that you can come on. So here's an invitation to you, Robert, just to come on and say hi. Ask me questions about your house. You probably have some repairs that you need to have done. But also, if anybody wants to present your business and your services here, I'm going to leave this video up. I have over 3,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I'm so thankful for everyone, and I have over 800 followers or likes, whatever you call it, on my Facebook page. And anyone interested in coming on the panel here to share your services or share your services in the live chat, that's who you're sharing it to. And I will be leaving that up, so it'll be there for a while. Okay, so here's one of the things about these cool shades, is that I can't read too well. But, I can't read too well anyway because I'm on my phone. I just got to come up with a good deal on a little iPad computer that works, because apparently, like, I have one, but it doesn't work. I thought that was going to be the answer, and it's relatively new. I don't know how old it is, honestly. Okay, so I can personally vouch for Christian painters and their professional work. Yeah, that's really the coolest. Thank you very much. that's really a wonderful way to show your thanks there. You know, you don't always have to say thank you to someone to show your appreciation. It's more the act of showing your appreciation. So since I've done a little bit of work for Mr. V here, it's a pleasure to have you in the live chats. And so I encourage everyone else watching, because there are people that watch and they kind of come in and out on the video while I'm talking and making my presentation, because I do have a presentation today. Now, the presentation just exists of these wonderful graphics that you've been seeing over here. But I do have several graphics saved that you haven't seen, and a little bit to talk about with each of those graphics. So I'll be clearing the screen while I do my little presentation. That's just kind of how my brain works. It works a lot better for me if when I get here, I have something to do. For example, last week, I painted a painting, and I literally just took what I have here, because that's why I'm here, for two reasons. One, to let you know that I'm available to paint for you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I need and appreciate your business. But, and if I was working, then I wouldn't be here doing these videos. And I would upgrade my studio so that I can, when I do make these videos here from my home studio, I can have guests on and feel confident about that process. Right now, I know that my voice is coming through well, because I've watched the videos and I make sure that at least my voice is coming through. But if I have 2 or 3 people on the panel, my phone gets overloaded as the master host. And so my voice, everyone else sounds fine, but my voice gets gargly fast. And so I do a music show every Wednesday night. I'm thankful for that. I'm very grateful, and, you know, humble gratitude for having a music show where at least a few people actually show up. And that's every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. at Outlaw Video TV. Everybody is welcome there. It's a place of free speech, independence for all, and self-reliance, I guess, is part of independence, though, isn't it? So anyway, hello, Robert V. Thank you again for hopping in. And if you want to talk about your business, just put it out there and I'll talk about it. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and play a song and pull up a graphic so I can invite anyone who wants to come on the panel. I'm going to share it in the live chat here. No big deal. If nobody wants to hop on, no sweat. I'm going to go ahead and give my little presentation of my thanks and gratitude and gratefulness. And I'm going to wait and see if anyone else hops on and go from there. And if nobody does, I'll be perfectly fine hopping on off. I will get some shopping done before the grocery stores close and enjoy my evening. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to hop over here to my music side first, and I'm going to play this song right here. But then I also had to go up here to volume and turn it up. Give me some rock and roll volume. There we go. All right, just a little playing around there on my mixes. That's one of the things I cannot wait to get a little iPad or a computer so that one, I can have screen control while I'm doing these presentations instead of just having graphics or instead of having the graphics the way that I have them. I'm going to go up here and turn everything off. I'm over here with my comments on, just waiting for anybody with a comment. I have posted the link to join the panel in the live, and the people that are invited to hop on are people who actually need their house painted or would like to have an estimate. You don't even need to have it painted. You don't need to hire me. But if you sincerely are interested in having an estimate for any reason, then, willing to take the time and do it here live on YouTube for the world to see, because we are in, my living room. This is my living room. This is very risky. I've never done this. Let me see what happens here. Ooh. All right. So this will be very interesting to watch. I need to get closer though. So let me see how much closer I can get over here. All right. So there we are. It's me watching me, watching me, watching me, watching me. And it never ends. It's just always me watching me. All right. Thank you very much. Hopefully I don't break my neck. Hopping back over to my professional home studio here. You can see my nice Christian Painters logo here. This banner behind me. That's proof of 25 years service to the community. Look, I'm not trying to hide anything. It is what it is. I am very proud of what I've done. I've accomplished as much or more than what any other painter will ever accomplish, has ever, and will ever. All right, so with that, everyone, you ready to go on my little journey here? Because all I really need to do is kind of get started. So before I do, I will show you a couple of things. Oh, I know. What I'm doing is I'm thinking, hey, I need to pique your interest. I need to give you something to talk about. So I thought of this. If you're going to paint your home these colors, and yes, home, if you're going to paint, meaning two rooms that join together, how about that? Let's say if you're going to paint two adjoining rooms, these colors, which of these two colors would you paint those two adjoining rooms? All right, so there's something for you to talk about other than your common consideration. Hey, it's Kane again, Mr. Condero. I'll get it as soon as it comes up on my monitor. Thanks for being patient with me, Kane. Cordova, what you doing for Thanksgiving? Oh man, just eating a little turkey. You know, how about you? Just eating a little turkey, playing some music. I'm a musician, Kane, and so I'll be playing some music and taking advantage of the time that I have. And then I spend a lot of time with my grandson, so I'll be spending time with my grandson. Hey, Kane, do you like one of these colors here? I'll put these up to inspire, you know, give people a reason, something to comment about. If you're going to paint two adjoining rooms, two of these two colors, which two would you paint? You want to answer that? And then I have one more thing to show you as well. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to pull up on my monitor, I'm going to grab this. All right. This is some of the silly doodle kind of stuff that I do. Dark green and brown. Yeah, that's a great combination, and that's a good manly combination. Now you say dark green, so we've got a dark green here. This is the only dark green on the palette here today, and that is that's that color sage, isn't it? What is that color? Can't be sage. Sage would have to be brighter than that. I can't read it. I'll read it and get back to you. But that's your green for today, sir. And then the brown that's on the palette is here. So I'm going to set these colors back down. For anyone else interested, we're playing the color game. If you're going to pick two colors out of that, which two would you pick for two adjoining rooms? And Kane Cordova has chosen the green and the brown, and that's an excellent choice. You know, they're different. It's a different green and a different brown. And I apologize. I didn't know how bad that shadow was. I knew it was bad, but I'm going to have to move this camera over to where it to where the shadow is here instead of on my face. So I'll take care of that in just a minute, and you'll be able to see the rest of those colors better, as well as what I'm going to show you next, because I have, this is going to be daring, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it because it needs to be done. Anybody watched, and I'm telling you this, I'm giving you two things to join the chat about other than the original three, which are thankfulness here this Thanksgiving weekend. Hey, Kane, how's your project coming along? Did you get your products selected? Did you find out how much you're going to pay for your products? Did you get your colors selected and all those things? Because I'd be interested in helping you if you have any questions about your products, your pricing, or your color selection. All right, so how's that? That's still horrible because you see a shadow behind me, but I think it will at least fix the shadow that was on the colors. So here's a flyer. Still a bad shadow on that. Yep, professional home studio. That's what I'm talking about. Professional home. Emphasis on home. So there's the colors again. I'm gonna hold that until I can see it. Yeah, see, that's horrible. You can see the whole camera behind me, the shadow behind me. That's ridiculous. All right, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. What can I do? Move it this way. Stay in this spot. And still get most of this. Let's see what happens. I'm watching my monitor here. Still big giant shadows behind me. So I already know that if I try it from the other side, it's going to be the same thing. Let me do something. There's two light sources. There's one up here in front of me. There's one beside me on this side, and I just turned it off. Doesn't really help. It's that shadow over there that's, you know, my main light source. So there's another light over there. So I know what to do. I do not accept defeat easily. All right. So before I get carried any further, but the lime green and orange match best. Hey, you know, you're playing the game because I feel the same way about all these colors. That's why I selected them. I've been, you know, doing colors all my life. And so I selected these colors specifically to play this game because they all work. Believe it or not, all of these colors, they're all very unique, extraordinary colors, but they all work together. They're almost jewel tone type colors in a sense. So that's what it is. Thank you very much for playing along. Anybody else have a color selection? Any one and all, one and all. I'm a sucker for that blue, so I'll go ahead and play. And I'm a sucker for purple. And blue and purple are really challenging to put together. But looky. Look at that. Is that crazy? I mean, that's almost irresistible. It's like, my goodness, what do you do with that? Well, you paint it, of course. You only have one room, accent wall. How about that? That purple would be a great accent wall with the blue on the other walls. The thing about color on your walls, Kane and anybody else paying attention, my cuz Robert, is that the color on your wall is really just the matting for your decor. So you're going to put pictures up. You're going to put maybe multiple pictures up with different frame colors. If it's a photo wall, and you're going to maybe have tapestry, maybe even some greenery, you know. So keep in mind that your wall color is like the matting to your decorations. And so your wall color, you know, between you and me, for myself or for yourself, your wall color can be anything you want it to be. You change it with your decor. That's how wall color actually works in the real decor world. Those of us that are broke and had to get by with what we can get by with, well, that's what we do. And so I was talking a little bit ago about painting. I painted a painting live on my Christian Painters YouTube, like a painting on a canvas. And I've painted tons of stuff. I mean, I've tried about everything, especially Bob Ross stuff. I used to really enjoy Bob Ross, the happy accident painter. And, you know, he's a true hippie at heart. And, you know, just, I don't know. It's kind of funny, you know, now that I'm older and you look back on the things that you enjoy and people like that. That dude, Bob Ross, is a rock star, man. That guy's, he's like church. That's what he is. You don't just get to learn by watching him, you don't just get to learn that you can paint, but you also get to learn that, wow, he's on another spectrum, you know, or he's on the one I'm on, which most people aren't on. How about that? What spectrum are you folks on? How about this spectrum? Is everybody aware of Jonah Hill's documentary about his therapist Stutz? Well, this is my artistic, just sitting around, what I do when I find things interesting that I identify with. I usually get a pen and a piece of paper and start taking notes, right? Then I might even get a book and read a book about it and things like that. But in this case, what I did was I've had this painting right here, this metallic painting of the green and blue shades. I've had this hanging on my wall for almost a year. My grandson painted this. Yeah, my grandson painted this like a year ago, thereabouts, in this part here. So what I did was just took my notes and started making doodles. It's doodles, folks. So Jonah Hill and Stutz, y'all, this is true artistic doodling interpretation, review, rendition of the documentary. Pain, uncertainty, constant work. 3 things that cannot be avoided. It's part of the cycle that people get caught up in of not accepting these realities. And I am guilty of this because of the trap up here. We'll get to that in a second and what all these X's represent. But yeah, you know, everybody with a good heart just wants, you know, the best for everyone. I've always wanted the best for others. I wanted independence for all and self-sufficiency for all. But I admit also for selfish reasons, because I want independence, true independence and true freedom for myself. And the only way I'm going to experience equality and freedom in my independence is if other people are treated equally, etc. And it just never happens. And it's never happened in my lifetime. And I've, you know, had the weight of the world on my shoulders all of my life because I want this fairness. It's part of the, what does this look like? Doop, 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 doop. We're working our way up. Caught in a mosh maze there. That's what it is. It's a maze of fair. You know, just wanting what's fair. And so over here, this is the life force right here. That is the life force. Body, people, and self as represented in my pyramid. Body is the green, people is the space here, and self. So, got to take care of your body. Be with your people. That's how you build. Dr. Stutz says, where there's 2 people, it creates an invisible force. So you got to be with your people for all of this life force to work. Take care of your body, your people, and then it's you, baby. You're on the mountaintop. And the reason why is because all of these X's around my artwork represent all the doubts, all the criticisms, all the things in your life, all the real things, all the thievery, all the hindrances, all the true obstacles and hindrances in life that make life not so fair. And really, but on a personal level, they're all the shit that we get caught up in that keep us from taking steps forward. And keep us from wanting to get out of bed in the morning and being ourselves. All the hindrances, and it's this life force that gets you through these hindrances in a capacity of gratefulness, gratitude, thankfulness. So yes, it sounds very Christian for anyone Christian watching, but it's also very multiple religions have this principle and concept, as well as philosophies. So these are common principles and philosophies found in multiple places, most all. So this is the pearl of chain of pearls. So this is the only place here that I've written over the painting, and that's another chain of pearls. A chain of pearls is one event: getting out of bed, getting your coffee, checking your messages, contacting your people, exercising, writing down your notes and getting ready for the day, going on your first appointment. You know, it can just be one whole day. It can also be a whole series of struggles, one struggle. It's just a chain of events. And notice that the chain of events is defiled. Each chain has a black mark on it. Each pearl has a black mark on it, because none of us are perfect. The only thing about this the only thing perfect about Dr. Stutz' system is the system itself, that through gratefulness, body, people, self, understanding you're not going to escape. This is a journey. Pain, uncertainty, constant work is just part of the journey that is inescapable. That's part of what gets us caught up in the trap of wanting fairness. So ultimately, it's through gratefulness. And that's why I'm thankful for you today, spending a minute with me. And I'm going to encourage everyone to comment, especially if you've already seen the documentary. Tell me if I've explained it well. But through all of the clouds and all the darkness and all the doubts and all the X's, part X, that's what he calls it, part X. The chain of pearls, gratefulness. The question is do you want what's fair, or do you want what's right? And what's right is you enjoying this brilliance that you're able to access, and it's who you actually are, because this is the process, and this is where you are through the process. Creating the ultimate human experience is creating in the face of adversity. I'm quoting almost verbatim Dr. Stutz. The greater the adversity, the greater the opportunity to create. And that's the brilliance. This is the brilliance, being creative and creating. So that's what this is brilliant to me, without me even thinking about it or processing it. I live here. More than I live here or here, I live here. And even with that, though, I need my people. I need my people. So the sun is always shining. It's just we're hindered by the clouds of doubt, part X. Get caught in the trap of wanting what's fair for ourselves and others. But what's right is not being caught in a trap. What's right is moving forward, because that's what life does, with or without you, and just creating in the face of adversity and always shining. All right, so that pretty much wraps that up. Sorry if that was boring to anyone. And let's see if anyone left a comment. I don't have another comment from anyone, so that's okay. I'm going to move on. Before I do, I'll go ahead and show you this. I am the dandelion chef, and right now is a excellent time to go outside and pick dandelion. The ground is moist outside right now, and so dandelion is easy to pick out of the ground. That means that there's a lot of fresh root readily available. And right now is a good time for most people to consume root. Dandelion root is strong, it's safe, it's not going to hurt you, no adverse effects, it will only benefit you. Dandelion root will, think of orange juice. If orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice makes you feel good, well, so will eating just the dandelion leaves. The green leaves of a dandelion plant will make you feel good because it cleanses your blood and it strengthens your blood. So that makes you feel good, like a real cleanse and real strength, not a pretend. It's not a marketing scam. It's not a hopefully, no, it actually cleanses and strengthens your blood and it makes you feel better. So if you consume root, dandelion root gives you a whole lot more of that, a whole lot faster, and some other things that are extremely beneficial for cleansing your blood, deep cleansing your liver, deep cleansing your kidneys, deep cleansing your gallbladder. If you have any kind of gallbladder issues, or if you have diabetes, you need the root along with the leaves, especially right now. That's what the universe is telling you. When the ground is soft and the dandelion are plentiful, it's telling you it's time to consume the root. And also consume the leafy greens, because leafy green plants, like it or not, I didn't make the universe, so don't shoot the messenger. And sorry for wasting your time. I'm just grateful for having this kind of experiential knowledge, because I've consumed leafy green plants. I've consumed dandelion in particular from my yards of my homes where I've lived for over 30 years. At 57 years of age, I run circles around people half my age. Most of my friends that are my age, people I grew up with, my friends, they're all on multiple medications, prescription medicines. They've all had multiple surgeries, and I've never had a major surgery. I have no need for medication. I'm as healthy as I can be, and I have no testosterone issues, and I have no, what do they call it? Um, Everything on my body works fine. How about that? All right. So with that, I'm going to tell my customer in Grand Prairie, if he happens to be watching or watches this, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your business, and thank you for this beautiful picture. You're a handsome man. I love that smile. I mean, I'm just so thankful that I, in some little tiny way, had a part of, this smile. I know that you smile like this every day, and your children and your wife and many people benefit from this handsome man and your wonderful smile and attitude. But I'm thankful to have this picture and your smile to share. So I'm very, very thankful and very grateful for this one customer here alone who lives in Grand Prairie. And I painted his house a little while back. This is going to be careful. I don't know if you can see me behind this. You can. So I'm going to take. Ooh, see, I'm just sitting here close to the screen is all. So with that, I am thankful to this customer here. And I'm so thankful to this customer here who is in DeSoto. This customer here is in Walnut Creek Estates. I've painted this house inside and out. Do I have anybody in the comments over there? Hey, I do. I got a new one. It's a scam. Is a scam. Oh, Bitcoin is a scam. That's interesting. All right. Well, hey, let's talk about it. I have no problem talking about it because I don't have an issue. I can tell you this, Mr. B, Mr. Bitcoin is a scam. Are you, by chance, related to or aware of Darkwing Dove? No, not the comic character. Okay, yes, the comic character. But anyway, Bitcoin is a scam is a very interesting name for a channel. I was around when Bitcoin came out. Um, like I supported Ron Paul. I was reading Ron Paul books before he ran for freaking president. Okay, that's the difference. If you look at me and look at other people and go, wow, man, he's part of that trend or he's part of that fad or he's part of that. No, I was that long before it became a trend. I was that long before it became whatever it ended up becoming. So Ron Paul's a great example, and it gives you an idea of what books I was reading and the people I was listening to and the way I was continuing my education at that time. And so that's when Bitcoin came out. And at that time, I was doing graphic design already. I already had a computer, and I was doing, and not everybody did. I was doing graphic design and web page design through Microsoft Front Page. Yeah, paid some bills doing that shit. And then I was also doing a lot of handyman and painting kind of on the side. And I think it was for advertising because I had two directories online. I used to have ChristianRemodeling.com. If any of my customers remember that, please hop on and say hi. But I used to have a website called ChristianRemodeling.com, and I had another website called ChristianYellowPage.com. And there was so much traffic on both of those pages at one time that I couldn't keep up with it all. I couldn't do it not and run my business. And so I really kind of turned the directory momentum into a base for, along with my family and friends, for my house painting business. That's really the way it happened. So, anyway, I remember owning Bitcoin and just thinking what a waste of time. And so I remember the email address. It was Charter was the company that I went through at the time. So it's charter.net, but they were bought out by AT&T, and Charter doesn't need those emails, blah blah blah. So it's funny, I could be a millionaire. Mr. Bitcoin is a scam. I could be a millionaire and just have Bitcoin lost in cyberspace. Space. Space. So if I could afford a Bitcoin attorney, I certainly would. That's always been my goal. I've always had like these stages of goals that I have in mind, and that's been part of it. But I have definitely allowed circumstances. I mean, I've had real family tragedy, real people dying that have changed my life. All right, so here is a customer right here. She is happy as she can be, and I am so happy and so proud to have been able to take care of this customer's needs as many others. I encourage everyone paying attention and watching now to go to my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel on Christian Painters, I have over 1,800 videos. So I have multiple playlists. And in the playlist, I have customer referrals. And there's probably 30 videos there that date from just a few months ago to 10 years ago. So that's a wonderful playlist for everyone to watch over there. There's my business card. There's a little couple of little colors to look at there. One is not a lime green, but like a grass green, like a prairie grass, definitely green. And it looks good with that red. I can actually walk over there and look at my monitor closer to see if I can read that. It's hard to read. I can Oh, celery. That's what it is. It's celery. So that color you're looking at the top is called celery. So that's the family. And then the other color, the red, is it's hard for me to see. You can almost see the SW number 73 something. But there's only so many reds that Sherwin-Williams has that I would be showing. So dried tomato is one. That looks like it says red. So Rockford red is a good darker browner red. But anyway, there's a couple of nice colors there. And I'm going to be going ahead and booging through my presentation here. So if anyone has any comments, please hop in the live chat. And if any of my business owner friends want to make their services available, hop in the live chat and do that. And I'll repeat it here. And then if you want to come on the screen, you can do that also. Okay, this color here that you're seeing on the screen is called accessible gray. Accessible gray is what it's called. Let's see, remove from stream, exit solo layout. So that's interesting. I wonder what would happen. I guess I'm going to have to test it another time, but I'd sure like to test it now and remove myself from the stream and then see if I can add myself back on and see what happens in that type of an emergency case. I'm doing this on my phone for the record. All right, so do you want to see a couple of colors and how you can make colors work in an open environment but still actually have colors? On the top is a nice rich green. Next to it is a nice rich red. And then there's a faux finish underneath the chair rail. I believe that's a formal dining room, so keep that in mind. There's going to be furniture in there, and some of that finish under the chair rail is not really even seen that much, but the whole space looks wonderful. And I want to share this picture now. I always enjoy sharing this picture and others like it to show you that this combination of a nice red, not a super rich, it's not bluish or brownish or, it's just a good red, a good green. Again, this is a green. This is almost like a hunter green. So just a good green and then a nice tan or gold, washed out tan in this case with that faux finish. Those colors are just always going to look nice together. But it may or may not be what you're desiring for the next 10 years in your home right now. Okay, I want to show a couple of businesses that I painted here in Mansfield. In the future, what I'll do is hopefully I'll be working and I'll be too busy to do this kind of stuff, to sit here and have these kind of studio shows like this. In the future, I hope to have a better studio and microphone and have guests on my program, and then also have screen control where I could go onto my YouTube channel and play these videos for you. I mean, I actually could do that. Something I need to do is save clips of the videos. Like I can go onto my YouTube channel as a content creator and save clips and see if I can upload one here. But really, it'd be so much easier to just be able to have screen control. And that's where my picture here moves over to the side. Excuse me, I'm scaring her. It moves over to the side there. And then the whole screen, kind of like this, becomes like what your computer screen would be. But you can still see me and my guests on the side there. All right, so in the near future, what I'll do for shows so that I have good content is I will have a Mansfield show and a Burleson show, maybe a South Lake show or kind of South Lake and surrounding other areas because I've painted a lot in 23 years. If you're going to be in business for 23 years, you're going to paint a lot of things. And so in Mansfield alone, I've painted a lot of businesses. And this is one. This is one that I'm one of my more recent. It's been a year or two. It's been a few years now, hasn't it? It's been a minute. But all of that blue you see there, that building is an old pharmacy building. If you see Ray's Pharmacy around town, well, this is the old Ray's Pharmacy building here. And now it's called Music Place Mansfield. And the owners are wonderful. So, wonderful people there, wonderful education for your children. But so it's right there in the heart of downtown historic Mansfield on the like far north, far south side on your right. So that will be, if you're headed south, so that will be the west. So southwest side of 157 in historic downtown Mansfield. That's Music Place Mansfield. My cousin, my third cousin took classes there. He loved it. They love him. He excelled. It's just a wonderful place, wonderful people. And I'm proud. I'm really thankful. I am genuinely grateful. And I have gratitude for being able to put that, what's called splashy blue on there. Everything that you see that's blue now was red before. There's also a big black sign by the road there that's slightly out of picture to the left. And I painted all that black on that sign also. And so if you go inside the building, there's a room that is splashy blue inside. So go in there and enjoy that. Take your kids up there, guys, really. If you love your children, put them in karate and soccer, and all those good things are beneficial. But don't forget music. I believe children come out of the womb keeping timing naturally. And, that's generally, I'm not saying every person, but most people, it's a general nature to be able to keep timing. That's all timing is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kids just keep timing naturally. And life has a way of beating the timing out of people. But when it comes to music, there's only 7 notes. So if you're talking about education for your children, there's only 7 notes. So you can't confuse your children by sending them to music unless you just send them to the wrong person. If you send them to someone that just has like, a bad attitude, that's what it is. Believe it or not, in music schools, people have a bad attitude because the kids have a bad attitude, or they don't like the attitude that the kid has, and they don't like the whole approach to teaching music, and they're underpaid, and it just goes on, and so they like a chiropractor, I apologize, or a prescription pharmaceutical company, I apologize again to chiropractors. They need your repeat business. If you were a carpet cleaner and you could sign up a customer for every 3 months as compared to once a year or twice a year, you would do it. And it's just the way life works. So I apologize. I'm rambling on. This is my Christian Painters channel. This is not a meeting with the guys down at the docks. So we're going to move right along on that. That color before was agreeable. No, it was accessible gray is what it was. So if anybody has any questions or interested about that, there's a picture of paint going on the walls. Here's a picture here. I wanted to see this on the screen. Let's see if we can read what the customer wrote.
Not really the colors that, I would recommend. These are colors that, a little richer than that. Colors you saw back in the 70s. Back in the 70s, you saw, orange in a dining room and yellow in a kitchen and green in a living room. I'm not kidding you. Or green in a kitchen and yellow in a living room. Here you go. I'm just showing you some pictures about picking colors so that I can spend just a minute to tell you that I am a color expert. Every kind of color situation you have seen, I've seen it. I've been there. Look at this kind of stuff here. Um, I know colors as good or better than anyone. All I really need to do is see the environment the color is going in, because the environment, the room, tells you what the color options that are available are. And so I need to know what your choices are. Are you looking for a gray? Are you looking for a warm gray or a cooler gray? Are you looking for a beige? Are you looking for a warmer gray, which means tan or yellower? Are you looking for beige? Are you looking for a cooler beige, which means more grayish, gray beige? So anyway, I'm not going to go into color detail right now. I just want to show some thankfulness and gratefulness towards some of my customers. While again, I extend a warm welcome to anyone who wants to take just a minute to hop on and say hi. And I appreciate you, Robert, and I appreciate you, Kane, for spending time with me today. And I appreciate you. Bitcoin is a scam. Dark winged dove hanging out with me for just a minute today. It's good to see you again, kind sir. This is Mansfield Manga and Comics, and if you see that superheroic yellow, that's right, that's what that color's called. Don't question me. You want to fight? Fight me. Superheroic yellow. That's what that is right there. And speaking of superheroic, I ditched it. There's your superhero of the day right there. All right, this is how you do sample colors. Don't put up a little tiny patch on the wall. Don't get me wrong, we do this kind of stuff. If I don't put the color on the wall myself, for whatever reason, I've always tried to paint a whole sample board for the customer to use. So I recommend everyone, paint sample boards that you can move around. Um, but try not to paint just little patches like this. These will work, but notice it's just a patch in the center of a white wall. And what you really need is the whole space painted so you can get a taste for it. I don't think these two colors were going like this. I just wanted the customer to be able to see them together, just like you see them together, and then with an angled wall with a shadow on it. They look like two completely different colors. Of course, that's enhanced because of the photograph and the TV and everything else. I get that, but that's the way that you really need to do your sample colors. You need to paint a large space, like from the corner of the wall, around the corner to the door jamb. That's what that is. Or just to that corner, but to a window, like from the door jamb to a window, or door jamb to the end of the wall, the corner of the wall, things like that. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Rick E. Warden. I definitely do need your business. Oh, you know what? I have one more thing. Speaking of needing business, let me show you how things work here. Let's say you have some cabinets that you need to have painted, right? You contact me and you say, "Hey, Rick, I'd like to get my kitchen cabinets painted." Well, this is what you would do, is you would send me some pictures. So I've got the pictures that you sent me here. I've got that, and then I've got these. So I've got two different kinds of pictures. And on this one here, I've even added like a sample of, do you want these cabinets to be outrageously different like this? Because this is a whole complete artistic change to your cabinets. Or are you just looking for a simple prime and paint? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing will change the environment of your kitchen more than going from stain to prime and paint. And I'm not anti-stain. I'm just telling you that you're gonna have a dramatic changing stain. And these cabinets don't look too bad. I'm sure there's some areas of them that are worse than others. So coming back over here real quick, you're gonna send me the pictures, right? Well, I'm gonna count those cabinets. You want to count them with me? Do you see the numbers? Do you want to take a guess? Anybody want to chime in on the comments or come on the panel and tell me how you think I add up these cabinets? Okay. Well, let's stop. Let's stop. Let's start on the number 2 on the top. Okay. So that's pretty easy. You see, there's a stove there. On either side of that stove, there is a cabinet with a side on it also. So it's not just the front there, there's a side on both of those. So all of that has to be sanded, primed, and painted. But right now, we're just talking about how we're counting the cabinet spaces to charge. 2 areas, 1, 2. Pretty freaking obvious, right? Wished I would have lightened up number 7. That's a second picture, and the number 2 picture is kind of laid on top of it. So anyway, in the number 7, it includes the 2 cabinets above the 7. That's above the counter space against the same wall. And then where the 7 is, there, count those doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 doors above, 2 doors, 7. Boom. 2 cabinet doors on the stove. That's 9 areas of cabinets. Move on over on the bottom, number 4. That, if you can see the picture, it's a little dark. I should have lightened it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. So that's 4 cabinets. Above it, you're counting 1, 2, 3. How is that 6? What? Well, it's a kitchen island cabinet. Right now, I'm not even certain if the other side of it has cabinet drawers or doors. I don't think it does. I can tell by looking at it. There's the sink, and then there's about another foot or more there. So, there could be. I don't know. But even if there's not, it's still the space is there, and you got the sides also. So that's what it is. It's not just the 3 doors now. This is not up against the wall. It's a kitchen island cabinet. So it's 2 sides, and we got 1, 2, 3 doors, and that's the equivalency. So it's 2 times 3. Voila, 6. So 6 and 4 makes 10. So here we are. 10 areas of cabinets, $100 per step per area. Are faces only, prime 1 step, paint 1 step. So you can see that it's smaller on the other side there under 9 areas. But I'm using 10 because it's easier math. So if these cabinets were already painted, you would be looking at $1,900 worth of cabinets to repaint them there if they were already painted. Just these in this picture. Since they're not painted, they're stained. To prime and paint them, that's 2 steps. You're looking at 19 times 2, so 4,000. Etc. So I'm going to stop there for this reason to go over here and count these cabinets, so that before I go doing a bunch of numbers, we'll get all the final numbers. So I had 19 over there, right? Well, over here we've got 6 more. See that picture on the bottom where the 2 is? That's the area above the refrigerator. And fair enough, you might ask, well, isn't that space kind of small? Are you sure that's 2 cabinets? Well, yeah, I've got to move the refrigerator out. I've got dust and dirt and stuff to work around back there that I have to get that floor covered. Had to get that space covered. Yeah, it's really more challenging to do those 2 cabinets than it is to do the one above where it says 4. So kind of same thing. There's 4 cabinet doors. The ones on the sides are larger, uh, but it also has a sides on it, and but it works out. It evens out. So it's 4 cabinet spaces. So I've got 6 more, 2 on the bottom, 4 on the top, right there. So that's a grand total. Who can do the math? 25 cabinet spaces. So that's our number. It's 2,500 and 5,000. So to prime those cabinets, now I'll talk about what's involved in priming cabinets. So to prime the cabinets, I have to sand everything down. So I had to clean things like the floor and the baseboards and countertops and things like that so that I can tape off. So I got to tape everything off. And I mean tape it off. I pretty much have to create a type of a paint booth around these areas. So everything has to be taped off. And then it has to be sanded down. So everything gets sanded. Then that sanding has to be contained, so cleaned up, and the dust on the cabinets themselves have to be cleaned off. We can't just use water for that. We use mineral spirits, and we specifically use cotton rags. So I have to pay money for those cotton rags. So cotton rags and mineral spirits is what we use to clean them, and then that dries, and they're ready for primer. Sorry. We check any area where the 2 pieces of wood come together for caulking. So they would get caulked. If they're already caulked and there's loose caulking, then that would come out. In this case, since they're stained, they've never been caulked. So those areas would get caulked. And then also the doors where they come together, those get a paste on them and sanded out. So that's all your prep work before primer. Then they get primed. So that's a ton of freaking work just to prime the cabinets. And another option here is that I can take these drawers out and doors off. I don't have to. It's a viable option to leave the doors on. I've painted hundreds of cabinets leaving the doors on. But if everything works out, I can bring them to my little shop and I can do the doors and the drawers at my shop. And that way, the time that I spend in the customer's house is minimalized, and I just get the base cabinets sanded and cleaned and primed and painted there. All right, so that's how that works, and that's what it would be to paint 25 areas of cabinets. It's $5,000. That's all inclusive. That's all the prep work, all the labor, the applications, all the material I use, all the primers, the paints, the caulking, everything, even the color consultations. I want to make sure that you have the colors selected that you're actually going to be happy with for the next 10 years or 20, however long you choose to enjoy this color on these cabinets. All right, so there it is. That'll wrap it all up. Thank you very much, everyone. This is your last opportunity to live chat, show your thankfulness. I'll be watching the comments for a minute, and I'm going to end the video. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving week.
All right. Who wants to join me? This is your last opportunity to hop on in the live chat. Comment about Jonah Hill's documentary with his therapist, Stutz. If you're one of my customers, tell me how great I am. Just kidding. Your opportunity. Let's try Into Space. See if that's a little easier to talk over. I want to thank you, every one of my subscribers, every one of my Facebook followers, everyone who takes the time to watch this video. Thank you very much. I need your business. So let's get together. Let's have a good time. That's how it works. We can talk all about this superhero yellow right here. All right. So be sure to subscribe here at my channel. Be sure to hit that notify all and like this video. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.